Well, it's October, the month of Halloween, a holiday so good it demands that I do something special. The only problem is, I never really know what to do for Halloween. I mean, when you get right down to it, just about every movie I review could be a Halloween movie. I mean, seriously, what am I going to do differently? Review a monster movie? But you know, now that I think about it, it occurs to me that I haven't done anything really sleazy in a while. So what do you say this October we do something a bit gorier, a bit trashier, something with a bit more of a grindhouse type vibe? I Drink Your Blood is one of the more notorious drive-in movies from the 1970s. For starters, the MPAA slapped it with an X rating for its violence, and as a result, several theaters either flat out refused to show it, or just chopped out the parts that they deemed too offensive. And good thing, too. I mean, an X rating? That puts it in the same category as trash like Midnight Cowboy and A Clockwork Orange. And most theaters across North America are way too classy to play that shit. The movie is known for its copious amounts of gore, nudity, and offensive content, but then again, what would you expect from a movie presented by a guy named Gross? I should probably be quiet though, I don't want to interrupt this group's fraternity initiation.
Let it be known to all the spirits that I, Horace Bones, was born into hell.
Oh, really? Because to me you look like Apache Chief if he decided to leave the Super Friends and become a stripper. This is a meeting of the Sons and Daughters of Satan, or Sados, a hippie cult that are having a naked ritual in the woods. Oh, except for the chick in the moo-moo here. Yeah, Satan's pretty inclusive, but he does have a very strict no fat chicks rule. By the way, I think this is when Danny Bonaducci's life really started to take a turn for the worse. Oh, I'm sorry, you were saying?
Let it be known, sons and daughters, that Satan was an acid head.
Well, yeah, but only in college. That was when he invented Gwar. He was high as shit that night. Sados' ritual of pissing off PETA is interrupted by a girl who, I guess, is watching another satanic ritual happening beside this one, because she doesn't notice Moo Moo Chick coming up to her despite apparently looking right at them.
Stop her!
You know, this music doesn't really seem appropriate to what's going on. Hang on, I'll fix it.
From the garden, along the large tree, and tiptoe through the tulips with me.
Horace, it's okay. She's with me. She's a local kid. She's from around here. You invited her here? Yeah. How many times have I got to say it? No strangers on the scene.
Dude, I wanted her to see him as Satanist because I heard she's into bad boys.
Local girl, my ass.
What the hell? That was a weird cut. Jeez, if that edit were any more jarring, it would have gone like this.
Local girl, my ass.
While the girl makes her way back into town, the hippies' meth lab version of the Scooby-Doo van breaks down, so they decide to make camp in town too.
We ought to do them like we did those colored folks, honey. String them up. We should just string them up.
Jeez, as if stripper Apache Chief wasn't bad enough, this movie's also got the creepiest version of Luke Cage I've ever seen. Also, what's the average age of these hippies? Like 40? Look at this one. She looks like she listens to Jimmy Dorsey, not Jimi Hendrix.
Pain and blood are signs of life, not death.
Yeah? Well, how much blood do you have left, Grandma? Anyway, what's happening with the local girl?
She hasn't uttered one word. She's in shock.
Well, when you've got a girl that's been brutally assaulted, do the smart thing and go to a construction worker for help?
Something dreadful has happened.
Yeah, but apparently it's not so bad you can't make out a little bit first. I mean, she may be suffering, but she's not getting any help until I get to second base, goddammit.
I guess living in a ghost town, so isolated, so alone, it's beginning to get to me.
Look, the dam will be completed before you know it.
Oh, it can't be soon enough. That bakery is only open at your request, Mr. Davis.
You can tell they're in love because they finish each other's exposition. Okay, enough of the grindhouse version of Love Story. Are the hippies doing anything interesting? Ha! She's the fat one! The hippies quickly settle into an abandoned house, and they even have a housewarming party. You know, this may seem a little unusual, but I'm pretty sure this is how Ted Nugent handles his pest control. Rats. High in protein and the plague. But the rats were just the beginning. The real fun starts at night. Ooh, I hope they play Truth or Dare.
I am the firstborn son of Satan. Therefore, Satan is a black man.
Hey, that is racist. Everyone knows that the devil is red, therefore, Satan is Native American. What?
You ain't serious about going through with this thing.
Ooh, looks like they're playing 7 Minutes in Hell. It's like 7 Minutes in Heaven, except instead of making out with a girl you like, you have to get a tetanus shot. Things seem to be getting a little out of hand. Looks like it's up to Grandpa to set him straight.
Grandpa! You don't know what you're getting into!
I know what I'm doing, boy. Now go back in the house.
Really? You're not gonna get some help? I mean, I know you're out in the boonies, but you could still call the state troopers or something. Look, there's a phone right there. Help is just a phone call away. No? Still gonna do this by yourself? Okay, let me know how that goes.
Are you planning on using that thing?
Yes, you son of a bitch. Around here, we don't fool around with punks like you who attack and beat up young girls.
That's right, we don't fool around. Hey, those are my glasses. I need those to see. What? Hey, you can't take my gun. Okay, I guess you can have it then.
We want to cooperate with you.
That's easily the most convincing bit of acting in the whole movie, which leads me to believe that they actually kicked the shit out of that guy. Oh well, at least he gets some compensation.
Have a breath freshener, Hanson.
Grandpa!
Horace, let him go. If you don't let him go, we're in for a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah, if you thought Grandpa was tough, just wait until you have to deal with the little kid. Motherfucker might have a slingshot on him and go straight up Bart Simpson on your ass.
You're cute. Don't you like girls?
No, I think he just saw what your tits look like without a bra at the beginning. Pete does manage to get Grandpa home safely, but I think something may be harshing his mellow.
He's been doped with that stuff that they call LSD.
What does it do, that L, whatever you call it?
Well, it makes a person crazy.
Wow.
Jeez, these two act like they've never had to care for their grandpa when he's tripping balls before. By the time I was their age, I'd done that like a dozen times already.
Come on, Grandpa. Come on.
Oh my god. I can taste colors. I love everything. I realize now that there's no such thing as dying and that all of humanity is just a vibration riding the same beautiful wavelength. Pete, cue up Wizard of Oz and put on Dark Side of the Moon, will ya? So while Grandpa rides out his trip, Pete decides to go hunting? Whoa. Okay, rape and murder is one thing, but animal cruelty? I expected a little better from a movie called I Drink Your Blood. Actually, the dog is infected with rabies, and that kicks off the central plotline to this movie. In order to get revenge on the hippies for dosing his grandpa, Pete injects some meat pies with the dog's blood and sells them to the hippies. Yeah, because that's the smart thing to do in this situation. Don't bother calling the cops or anything, just give them rabies.
All right, we take the meat pies.
Yes, and after an incubation period of 2 to 12 weeks, you're all dead! Unless you seek treatment before then, in which case you'll probably be fine.
How you feeling?
Oh, pretty good. I finally get the appeal of the Grateful Dead now. So after Grandpa recovers from his trip, he... Wait a second, I gotta stop calling him Grandpa. What's his character's name?
Yes, Dr. Banner.
Dr. Banner?
And now, when David Banner grows angry or outraged, a startling metamorphosis occurs.
Wait. That reference is too obvious. What do you say we go with this reference?
Dr. Banner, melted by gamma rays, turned into the Hulk.
and glamour race. Pete, why didn't you tell me about the rabid dog? It should be reported immediately.
Yeah, Pete. I mean, the hippies going around assaulting people? Nobody needs to know about that. But a dog? You better believe that requires notifying the proper authorities. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I think somebody needs to tell this movie what rabies actually does.
What happens if a human gets rabies? I know about rabies. What happens if a human gets rabies?
They go insane.
They usually then go on a killing spree, murder a lot of innocent people. Why do you ask, Pete?
No reason, just curious.
Ugh, meat pies. The MPAA was right. This movie really is disgusting. At least this one's got the right idea. Screw the pies and go for some ladies.
Listen, Sylvia, I'm awful sorry for what happened. Honest,
A lot of good that does now.
Women. I mean, your friends brutally assault them one time and they never forgive you for it. Right, fellas? Right? High five.
I guess you don't believe in God.
I don't know. That's a fact, Sylvia. He sure doesn't treat us like he should.
Yeah. I don't know if existential discussions about the existence of God are something you should really have in a movie called I Drink Your Blood. Oh, and did I say rabies takes effect after several weeks? I meant fucking immediately. God, they're so sick even the guy doing the dubbing's throwing up. Ah, yes, rabies. Symptoms may include headache, fever, and adult-onset Herschel Gordon Lewis. Jesus, could you turn down the soundtrack a little bit? Psychotic car alarm isn't really my type of music, you know? Oh, but enough about the killing spree in this exploitation movie. What are these two lovebirds doing?
What are you doing here?
Well, listen, I'm in trouble. You gotta help me.
It turns out satanic cults are kind of fucked up.
Should I report it to the fuzz or what?
There's a sheriff at Sharon Springs, and it's only 8 miles away.
Then call him! Oh, wait, never mind. Grandpa's on the case. Those hippies don't stand a chance now. Just wait until they try and walk on his lawn. Since the police apparently don't exist in this movie's universe, we instead get some friendly construction workers going to check things out.
What's a little lady like you doing all alone on the road?
Oh, did I say friendly? I meant creepy as fuck.
Hey, what are you guys up to?
You know, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that these guys are so horny since their outfits make them look more like construction worker strippers than actual construction workers.
Come on, Rat. I have some cheese for you.
Hey, careful, fellas. I don't think that's an analogy. I think at this point, her cooch probably really does taste like cheese. Oh well, at least these two bothered to do some actual investigating.
Shit!
What?
Look! Jesus.
Oh, I know. Wearing a vest with no shirt underneath? Faux pas.
Look, Bob, we were told to check this place out, right? Well, I ain't doing it alone. Come on.
Or you could just leave, you know, because of the dead body and all. Maybe get some help or something. No? You're not going to do that? Okay, let me know how that goes. Okay, how did they make the soundtrack to this movie? Because to me, it sounds like they recorded an Atari 2600 committing suicide. Oh, right in the liver and onions. Well, I hope you're happy, kid. So far, your plan to get revenge on the hippies has resulted in 2 dead construction workers and only 1 dead hippie. What have you got to say for yourself?
I took blood from a rabid dog I killed, then contaminated the meat pies I sold to his group.
Man, the 70s version of Dennis the Menace was a little bastard. Meanwhile, the construction workers finish banging the hippie chick, which means they're all infected with rabies too, I guess. But hey, why stop there? Let's let the entire crew have a crack at her. You know, I would feel sorry for these guys, but I think dying of rabies will probably just be a relief from all the other horrible diseases she's giving them. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt this guy's incredibly scientifically accurate speech about rabies.
Hydrophobia is characterized by choking and a fear of water that borders on panic.
Now, this movie was made before the internet, so excuse me if I pull some of this information right out of my ass.
The fear of water produces an almost fanatical craving for raw flesh. What worries me is the fact that this here hippie group is on drugs. It's bound to cause unthinkable complications.
Oh yeah, like what? They'll crave human flesh and Doritos? I gotta give the filmmakers props, though. It was nice of them to get Cujo to make an appearance in their rabies movie. But first, let's eat. Huh. Okay, well now I know how they made the soundtrack. Oh, and you may think that this one's been overcome by the rabies, but she's actually just pissed off that the filmmakers didn't give her any dialogue. Don't worry, honey, David Cronenberg will give you some lines. Well, maybe Dr. John Cleese can help explain the situation.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh no, guys, he didn't have rabies. Construction workers are just so manly they shave using machetes.
Jesus Christ!
What the hell? They're all infected? What, did that chick bang the whole camp in one night? Jesus, I don't think it was the rabies that killed her. She probably just died of exhaustion. Hey, don't worry, it's fine. No need to do another take or anything. I'm sure nobody'll notice you tripped. Just make sure to pick up your helmet, will you? We gotta return those by 5 o'clock. Okay, rabies is called hydrophobia because people have trouble swallowing, not because they're pathologically afraid of touching water. Who do these guys think they are, Jason Voorhees? At least they're doing better than this guy. He's so crazy he thinks he's Alice Cooper.
Put that goddamn thing down!
Poor guy. He died as he lived, in a one-piece pajama suit with his ass hanging out. Oh well, at least this one's still alive. Maybe I can fit a few more fat jokes in.
Honey, you've got rabies. You're contaminated. The whole group has it.
Help me get me to a hospital. I'm all alone.
It's hopeless.
Well, actually, if she hasn't shown any symptoms yet, she can still be treated. I mean, people do it all the time. If you get her to a hospital right away, she'll probably be okay. Or don't.
I'm going with you.
No, it's too dangerous on the road between here and the highway.
Then I'll go stay with Dr. Banner.
You know, he's not actually the Hulk. He's probably not going to offer that much protection. Oh, and plus he's dead. I guess there's also that. Looks like you're going to need another plan.
I could hide in the cellar.
If you box yourself in the cellar and those things get in the house, you've had it.
You know, funny I should mention Night of the Living Dead, because the climax of this movie is clearly patterned after it. Except instead of zombies, it looks like they're getting attacked by members of the Village People. But first we get this scene. Now you may think that that scene was only put in for shock value, but it's actually a very clever analogy to the Vietnam War when Buddhist mannequins would set themselves on fire as a form of protest. You know what? I haven't used this gag in a while. What the hell? Ah, that's a classic. Rollo wins. Fatality. Well, the construction workers have broken in, but hopefully they'll be safe in the basement. Oh yeah, I forgot to lock the door. Sorry, my bad. Still, it was nice of her to use the shotgun to apply this guy's makeup quickly. Okay, the siege of the bakery ate up about 5 minutes. Time to make a break for the car. And apparently water straight up kills them now. Great, they've gone from being Jason Voorhees to the aliens from Signs. Just think, all this time they could have solved everything if only they had had a super soaker. Oh no, the car's stuck in Cliché. What do we do? What the hell? You mean the cops actually exist? When the hell did this happen?
What the hell are you doing? Look, I've got orders still on site. There may be a woman in that car. Hold your fire!
Okay, they're out of the car! Open fire, boys! Just kidding. Okay, so the cops kill all the infected, the survivors are rescued, and I assume Pete gets dragged away to juvenile hall for causing this whole mess in the first place. And that's I Drink Your Blood. It's trashy, it's bloody, it's poorly made. In other words, it's an exploitation movie. I really don't know what most people want from a movie called I Drink Your Blood, but it certainly met my expectations. This is a movie that delivers on everything the title promises. Well, other than the fact that nobody drinks anyone's blood in the film, but that's beside the point. Simply put, it's got nudity, it's got gore, it's got sleaze, and it's got an insanely nonsensical plot. And if you go into a movie called I Drink Your Blood expecting anything more than that, well, then I'm afraid there's just no hope for you. So if you're the type of person who thought the 2007 Grindhouse movie was too slickly made, this is the movie for you. Well, that's all for now. Until next time.
Honey, rape
is a little out of an engineer's domain.
Big help you are.